What is up, YouTube, and welcome back. Today was one of the most exciting trainings I've had in a really long time because just the pure mix of exercises makes it extremely enjoyable. There's something extremely fun about doing something that includes power training. Well, it's not just about moving heavy and slow, but about moving as fast as you can and using that as a metric of improvement. Because you're not really getting as fatigued, but you're still able to track how your progress is. For the jumps, I was surprised to see that I was almost able to get up to 30 inches from a seated position. And it was not even where I lift up my feet and plant them back down into the ground, where I feel like I can produce more force because of the added like speed of pushing into the ground when lifting my feet and then accelerating them back down. But it's what really awesome to see that I could almost get 30 inches without bending my legs. Um, I use the box because, as I've said in the previous videos, I'm dealing with a little bit of quad tendinopathy, and I felt like it just takes off a lot of load in landing, and I didn't feel anything in my knees because of that reason. Then I did some really good fun squats where I did two sets of five at 140, and then two sets of five at 120. You know the deal when I do pause squats, it's already always about keeping the pauses long. I think when people just hold the pauses to something like half a second, 1 second, you barely get any effect out of it. But if you keep the pauses really long, like Klokov does, I think you get a huge effect out of it, and you will see a significant reduction in the strength because you are not using the kinetic energy that builds up in the tendons as you go down, like as when you are pulling a elastic band out and it then pulls itself back. The same thing you're getting in your Achilles tendon, especially during the squat. Now, what makes this training so fun is the dynamic effort work to me. Also the fun squat. I mean, when you're just getting back into the rhythm and finding a good rhythm, getting good reps in, it's just something about when the reps are moving perfectly and smooth and everything is feeling good. But these here were extremely fun. I was actually supposed, I remember, after to do them at the last press. But basically, it's 9 sets of 3 reps with 30 to 45 seconds of rest in between the sets, where I basically rotate the grip every single set. So I go from narrow to medium to wide grip and then back through them again. The purpose of the elastic bands, as I just said, is to pull you back down because they get that stretch at the top where they help pull the weight down faster than they usually would with straight weight. So the weight is 70 kg plus 25 kilo of band tension on average, 40 kilo at the top, 10 kilo at the bottom. But it's gonna feel like it's gonna pull down with more weight than the 95 kg because that's how bands work. But it's not gonna be heavier than that, obviously. So that means I can move with higher speed than I would be able to if I were just having straight 95 kilo on the bar. After that, I did the same thing for pull-ups, obviously without bands and with a little bit of added weight, where I just did regular pull-ups for this variation these first 3 weeks. This is the second week now, and I just basically do wide grip, medium grip, and then close grip neutral because I couldn't really get a close grip. Normally here, I would have to change bars all the time, which I didn't really want to do here. Then some lateral raises, which these are starting to get heavy. I mean, 20 kg is not for fun on lateral raises. That is serious weight. But I still feel like they're moving all right. I did a set of 7 and 3 sets of 4. I'm still focusing on just limiting how much my body is swaying because I still feel like I'm cheating a little bit, even though I'm trying to do them really slow. Especially when I'm doing them with my right arm, I feel like I do them very controlled. But it's just hard to totally eliminate all kind of cheating. For the last exercise of the training, I did preacher curls. I did a ton of volume here, 3 sets of 20 with 33 kg with about like 4-5 minutes rest in between the sets, because I feel like when I do this amount of volume, it just quickly becomes really, really necessary that you have a large amount of rest in between, because there's so much blood in the muscles, and it just takes a long time to be able to perform optimally again. Even though I'm not close to failure in the first set, it just you just quickly run out of reps when doing these, especially if you're not doing them with long enough pauses. Also, this is the first time in a while I've done this training in one training, but don't split up and do the first half before training, before work, and the last half after work. Usually, my bicep strength is better when I do the last part after work. So it's good to see that I could still perform great here and get through the 3 sets of 20, which gives me hope that 5 sets of 20 are gonna be there in what I believe is like 3 weeks from now. Yeah. So that is gonna be all, guys. I see you all for the next one.